Happy 2025. Can you believe it is the start of a fresh new year? I don't know about you, but I feel really excited about this year ahead. And I think that has come from a lot of time reflecting in on what has truly transpired for me, our family, in business, and health, in life over the past 365 days. And so, from what I've learned and from what I've reflected on, I'm taking a lot of really new lessons into 2025. And that's really what I want to talk about today on this podcast is how do we really take a moment to reflect inward when it comes to our life, when it comes to our health, when it comes to our goals, and how do we really take information forward that's truly going to serve us well as we're working on our wellness from the inside out, as we're striving towards different levels of goals, as we're working to maybe reach different kinds of business metrics, as we're working to serve people, as we're showing up for our families. Like, how can we really take information that we've learned and apply it in a very specific way as we go into the new year? So I actually have been thinking a lot personally about my health journey, and I've been thinking a lot about how do I really want to continue to evolve when it comes to taking care of my wellness, but also serving the women that I'm called to serve. And when I think about wellness and I think about everything that I've personally learned on my own journey, I think a lot about this concept of embracing working with my female physiology. And this is something that I really do not see in most of the programming in the wellness space, specifically when it comes to fitness. I've seen a lot of nutritionists and a lot of RDs and people that are working on helping women get educated about how do you really nurture yourself well from a fuel standpoint, from a nutrition standpoint, when it comes to working with your physiology or working with your cycle. The fitness side, there needs to be more education. There needs to be more where we're sharing how do you really maximize your energy and your effort alongside your uniqueness. And this is something that I've learned over the past handful of years, and what I'm going to be diving into coaching even more so in 2025. So I want to kind of come up with a couple reflective questions. How can we really think about the past year? How can we really reflect inward? How can we really think about, like, what do we want to take into 2025? How do we really want to be better? How do we really want to grow? How do we want to evolve? And how do we want to set goals that feel really good based on what works for our uniqueness, right? Based on what works for our specific lifestyle, situation, body, brain, and all the things. So when I think about three questions that I want to encourage you to dive into as we kick off this new year, I want you to think about these three specific areas of your health and reflecting inward specifically on how do you nurture your body and brain based on your specific physiology. What do I mean by that? Let's back it up for a second. Because I think sometimes when I say that, people don't even really understand what that means. What that means is what your unique body does every single day. So, your unique cycle, your unique situation, your unique lifestyle, your unique brain, how you absorb the world, how you actually feel good in your day to day when it comes to your lifestyle, when it comes to your health, when it comes to taking care of what you need. Like, all of that is highly specific and personalized to you. And that's what I want to continue to empower women to understand when it comes to taking care of our wellness. Like, this is not a one size fits all strategy. This has to be something where we really start to get targeted, supported, and validated in our unique experiences. So when I think about questions, the first one I want you to think about is, how have you maybe been already supporting your unique physiology and or hormone health this past year? When you think about the past 365 days, how have you supported your unique physiology? Have you done that yet? Or have you really not dipped into doing that because you need to get more support? You need more targeted research and education. You need to kind of figure out, how can I do that, right? Where do I actually find the resources to start to nurture my physiology well? So this is the first place I want you to really think about reflecting inward. What has the past 365 days look like? Has it been a balance of really taking care of your wellness well? Has it been a super high stress season? Has it been anxiety inducing for a variety of reasons? Have you had different levels of hurdles for who knows what? The reality of the situation is, most often every year we have a mixed bag of all of the things that are wildly unexpected, things that go to plan, things that don't go to plan. So many plans that we eventually or essentially drum up in our mind that don't really play out the way we had hoped. And so there's so much inside of our health that we have to evaluate when we're thinking about reflecting on the mental and emotional component to our years and our life. And so that also plays a huge role in our overall hormone health, especially as women, especially as we get into midlife when our hormones are fluctuating all over the place and we're in this added stress season anyway because of how our health is evolving. We have to really be thinking about, what have I been doing from a hormone supportive habit strategy already? Have I been doing things, or do I need to change more? Have I been diving into things strategically, or do I need to get educated? Have I been really trying to create hormone supportive habits and learn what really works with my physiology, or do I really need to change things up? That's the first place I want you to kind of sit. And this is something I'm very passionate about as a women's health coach. I teach women how to craft very specific and personalized hormone supportive habits from every aspect of wellness. So you are crafting a very personalized health experience and health regimen that speaks to you and your lifestyle and your goals. So this is the first place I want you to kind of reflect inward. And if you're really not even sure, like, what does hormone supportive even mean? Those are things that I'm going to continue to educate on more and more this year. I have several podcasts already from the past year or so that you're welcome to dip into, where I talk all about hormone health and hormone supportive habits. But I am going to be educating and talking about this a little bit more, because this is something that we need to look through when it comes to the lens of our health as women. We need to be thinking about what's truly hormone supportive when it comes to our fitness, when it comes to our nutrition, when it comes to our stress management techniques, when it comes to our intentional rest and sleep, when it comes to mental and emotional well-being, when it comes to our lifestyle and in our environment and endocrine disrupting chemicals. How are we looking at the full picture in a very holistic way to really get into this place of being hormone supportive? So that's the first place to reflect on over the past year. When you think about your health, when you think about your wellness, have you been in the space of really supporting your hormone health in some way? And how do you want to evolve, grow, and learn in the next 365 days? The second is symptoms and challenges. And I want you to really dig into this. Maybe take 5-10 minutes over this holiday season, or at the slowdown of the beginning of the year, and write down what you've maybe been experiencing challenge wise and symptom wise. You know, do you feel different in some way? Does your brain feel different? Does your body feel different? I've had a lot of consultation calls in the past handful of weeks where women have been sharing more about how they feel, how their body feels, how their brain feels, how they don't feel the same, how they're trying to navigate what the best next steps are for them because they don't really feel like themselves. And so this is something that I want you to reflect on too. Like, what are the symptoms and challenges that you have experienced over the past year? And what can you start to do in the next year, 2025 here, to start to proactively address them? And that is why I do what I do. I help women proactively address the symptoms that they're experiencing, the challenges that they're going through, the health hurdles that are really a part of their day-to-day life, and get them into this place of feeling like they can craft a very strategic and personalized plan that's hormone supportive, so you don't have to feel like you're in and out and up and down and evolving all the time and trying the next thing. It's really this strategy of, how do we get grounded in what's going to serve you for your longevity health, because you're getting really tuned into your personal bio individual needs. And that's really what it's all about in a nutshell when it comes to working with your female physiology and getting into this hormone supportive habit rhythm. So that's the second place I want you to think about. What symptoms or challenges have you experienced over the past year? And what are the things that you can start to do in order to address them proactively? Maybe that's working with a coach like me. Maybe that's finally going to a doctor that you haven't had a chance to go to yet. Maybe that's doing more research, doing consultations, getting into courses, or diving into education that's going to help you get educated. All of these things are incredibly important and powerful, and things that I want you to think about when it comes to addressing the proactive piece to your health. And here's the third thing. Really think about how you can continue to align your habits alongside how your body is changing. And this is something that is so eye-opening once you start to dive into it. Women are different people every single day because of our hormonal fluctuations, because of our infradian rhythm, which is our 28-day cycles, because of our hormones and how our endocrine system is uniquely made. That really dictates how we feel, how we show up, and what life is every single day. It changes every single day. And I want women to really embrace this and understand this and get into this headspace of knowing that as life changes, as we get into different phases, as we grow older, as we age, our body and our health evolves. That's the truth of the matter. And so if you are in a season, or if you're reflecting on the last year and thinking about, your habits overall, have they been hormone supportive? You're thinking about your challenges. You're thinking about your symptoms. You're addressing how you feel right now going into 2025. And you're sitting there thinking, what I've done in the past does not serve me at all anymore. And I don't know exactly what I need to do, but I need to do something different, right? Something needs to change so I can feel great, so I can get back to this place of energy, so I can get back to this place of feeling fulfilled and excited in my life, so I can get back to this place of being me. And there's a mental and emotional component to that, no doubt. There's also some very real proactive hormone supportive habits that we can dive into and embrace as our health evolves over time. And this is really the mission on my heart. I want women to embrace this concept of health evolution, but then also feel empowered and equipped with knowledge around what you can do in your day-to-day life from every facet of wellness to help yourself feel good from the inside out. So let's recap the three questions. Here are the things I want you to really reflect on as you address kind of your health story over the past year and you think about going into 2025. What are the three questions or three places to maybe reflect on, to really craft how you can personalize a plan and personalize moving forward to really address how to nurture your bio-individual health? So the first is thinking about your habits overall in the past year. Have they been hormone supportive? Have you been supporting your hormone health? Do you really understand that concept, or is that something you want to continue to get educated about? The second is addressing your symptoms and challenges. What have those looked like? Take a couple minutes to write them down. Be honest. Go deeper and address how you truly have felt over the past year. And then the third is really figuring out how you can start to change and evolve to align your habits and your needs and what you're doing in your day-to-day life to really nurture your evolving health for every phase of life that you're in. What can you continue to do? What can you continue to learn? I know for me, it's been a journey. I've been on a 4+ year journey of trying to understand my evolving health. Once I hit 38, my health went completely downhill. And it was the most eye-opening and profound experience for me because it really pushed me into doing things way out of my comfort zone. It pushed me to invest in ways I'd never had before for myself. It pushed me to really get honest and vulnerable and talk very candidly about my symptoms and my struggles and my mental health and my body changes and all of the things. And the more I speak on it, the more I'm connecting with other women, the more I'm serving and stepping into my calling, the more I'm giving other women permission to say, I also don't feel that great, and I want to figure out how to get back to a place. And I don't even want to say back. I don't like that. I want to say move forward into the next phase of evolution of health so you can feel energized in your next season. That's how I want to position this. Because oftentimes in the wellness space specifically, there's always this back message. And I've talked about this before in other episodes. Let's go back to the body we had before we had babies. Let's go back to how we felt 2 years ago when we were in our peak shape. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to that. And we're not going back. We can't go back. That's maybe one of the most important things to reflect on when we are in this season of a new year and a fresh start and a clean slate. We're not going back. But what can we take with us as lessons from things that we've learned in order to make this next year more incredible? An opportunity for more learning, an opportunity for more growth, and an opportunity to get into this place of continuing to take care of ourselves the way we deserve. So I want you to take these 3 reflective questions, think about them this week, think about them this next month, think about how you can get into this specific headspace of being proactive with your wellness, of crafting hormone supportive habits, of aligning what you need with your unique body and brain, of crafting a personalized bio-individual health strategy. That is what I want to empower you with. And that is what I will be coaching through this year. And I'll be sharing all kinds of information about my coaching programs rolling out later here in January. And if you have questions about how we can continue to work together, how you can be a part of my free communities, how you can just continue to walk alongside one another as we're learning and growing together, it would be an honor to connect with you. Feel free to reach out on social anytime, send me an email, and let's connect more. Make it a great kickoff to 2025.